Right now at noon, an order to remove more than 200,000 names from Wisconsin's voter rolls is on hold again. And President Trump hosts a campaign rally in Milwaukee the same night as the Democratic presidential debate in Iowa.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good noon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. An appeals court has put an order to immediately remove hundreds of thousands of names from the voter rolls on hold. This is a win for the Democrats, who say deleting the names amounts to unlawful voter suppression. Yesterday, a judge ruled the Wisconsin Elections Commission in contempt of court for not removing the names. A traffic note for anyone planning to take the Beltline during the lunch hour. A rollover crash between John Nolan Drive and Southtown Drive is causing traffic backups. This happened at 11 o'clock, still, as you can see, causing delays. There is no word on injuries at this time. We'll have updates on Channel3000.com. To the weather now. Calm today, but we could see another snow mix tomorrow. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is with us today with a look at your first alert forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, today's just a little bit of a break for us. Right now, we're still holding on to that cloud coverage. We had some fog this morning. Now the fog has lifted. We still have a mostly cloudy sky. The good news, later this afternoon, we are expecting a little more clearing. Here's a live look with our Edgewater sky cam. Temperature-wise, we're holding on to about 36 in Madison. Above average, a little mild outside. We do have a calm breeze currently, but as we look ahead to tomorrow, again, that focuses on that snow mix, like Mark was saying. For Wednesday morning, we'll have a little mixed precipitation for areas south of Madison. Most of the snow is going to stay north of Dane County up towards the Dells, actually, and it'll start to wrap around heading into the afternoon. So we're going to take a closer look at the accumulation totals with that light event and our next opportunity for a little more accumulating snow for the end of the week in just a few minutes. Mark?
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Dana. Tonight, President Donald Trump is holding a rally in Milwaukee. Large crowds are expected at the UWM Panther Arena, just blocks away from the Pfizer Forum, where the Bucks tip off against the Knicks at the same time as the rally. Some have been camping out since 4:30 yesterday afternoon, hoping to get a good seat. Our political reporter Amy Reed will have live coverage of the rally tonight on News 3 Now. President Trump won Wisconsin in 2016 by fewer than 23,000 votes, partially because of his surprise victory in Racine County. President Obama won the county in 2008 and 2012. Racine flipped red due to low voter turnout, especially among black voters. Turnout among black Wisconsinites fell nearly 19% between the 2012 and the 2016 elections.
Why didn't voters come out for Hillary Clinton?
It was a lack of organizing. Black people have realized our vote is being taken for granted. There's a democratic America that looks at Donald Trump as, like, you know, he's the worst thing ever. Black people are kind of like, yawn, you know. Hey, I've seen worse.
Racine County turns red when you head to the western suburbs or to the farmlands and small towns. Both parties have their sights on Wisconsin voters. That could make a big difference. 6 Democratic presidential candidates take the stage tonight for a debate in Iowa. This is the last face-to-face meeting for the hopefuls prior to the Hawkeye States caucuses. It starts at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can see it on CNN. Former Vice President Joe Biden takes center stage as a frontrunner, and there's tension between Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Warren says Sanders told her in 2018 that a woman couldn't win the White House. Former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, businessman Tom Steyer, and Senator Amy Klobuchar will also take part in the debate. It looks like we are getting closer to the start of President Trump's impeachment trial. The House plans to deliver the articles of impeachment to the Senate tomorrow. Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi met with her caucus this morning to go over the next steps on sending the articles of impeachment over to the Senate. Pelosi has yet to reveal the names of impeachment managers who will need approval by a full House vote. The managers will then physically walk over the articles to the Senate and ultimately serve as prosecutors in the trial.
There's a number of members who would be fully qualified to do it.
The chief lawyer for President Trump's defense will be White House counsel Pat Cipollone.
CBS News has learned the trial in the Republican-controlled Senate could begin as early as next Tuesday. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is working on a resolution to lay out the rules for the proceedings.
Senate Republicans discussed avoiding a trial by simply voting to dismiss the article, something President Trump supported in a tweet. But that's unlikely to pass. At least 4 GOP senators say they are open to hearing from witnesses.
I support the Clinton impeachment model, which is a vote on witnesses later. But as to which witnesses I want to hear from and so forth, that's something which I'm open to.
But McConnell says it's not up to the Senate to do the House's job.
House Democrats' case cannot simultaneously be so robust that it was enough to impeach in the first place, but also so weak that the Senate needs to go fishing.
A fair trial has witnesses. A fair trial has relevant documents.
Democrats want to hear from former National Security Advisor John Bolton. A senior White House official confirms the president will invoke executive privilege to block Bolton's testimony. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And the Senate trial could last 3 to 5 weeks. Well, new at noon, a high school counselor in Green Bay is charged with secretly videotaping 15 people in a school bathroom, including one student. 54-year-old Todd Nays appeared in court yesterday, and his $50,000 bond was continued. According to the complaint, Nays set up an iPod in the staff bathroom at Southwest High School and taped sporadically from August 2016 until about April or May of 2018, when his wife found the files and confronted him. Nays said he took the images of people at work who did not respect him. In Monroe County, a 49-year-old man is dead after a garage fire in the town of Oakdale. This happened before noon yesterday on Honeysuckle Avenue off of County Highway N. First responders found the shed fully engulfed when they arrived, and Richard Seiss was dead inside. The cause of the fire is under investigation, but there's no indication of foul play. And there's more bad news about the flu. Apparently, the main strain of flu that's circulating doesn't exactly match what's in this year's flu shot. The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says children are particularly susceptible to influenza B, but that this year's flu shot isn't a very good match for it. Despite that, experts say a flu shot can still save a child's life. According to the CDC data released last week, if your child is exposed to influenza B, there is a 58% chance that their flu shot will be well matched to protect against it. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Everybody's talking about these, and soon, so will you. Are you ready to take the plunge? We came across this recipe on our website that has 5-star ratings and comments like, "I will never make fried shrimp any other way," and "absolutely perfect and so easy." I knew I needed to share it with you. Let me show you how easy it is, and after you try it, tell me what you think. We start off by combining some flour, baking powder, salt, and a bit of ground red pepper in a shallow dish. In another dish, we beat together a couple of eggs and a little milk. Now we dip some raw large shrimp into the flour mixture, then into the beaten egg before going back into the flour. Next, we fry them in some hot oil until they're golden on both sides. When putting these in the oil, I like to grab by the tail just to play it safe. One bite of these as is, or dunked in your favorite dipping sauce, and I think you'll understand what all the hullabaloo is about. To get the recipe and read all the comments, all you have to do is go online and look for what we call perfect fried shrimp. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crispy, flavor-packed way for you to say, "Ooh, it's so good."
All right, Howard, thank you. Next at noon, calm for today, but tomorrow we could see a mix of snow and freezing rain. Dana Fulton will share when and where drivers may have to take it slow next in your First Alert forecast. The cost of living is up in the United States, and Popeyes and Chick-fil-A are battling it out with free chicken deals. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
A blowout quarter for J.P. Morgan Chase. The nation's biggest bank says earnings topped $8.5 billion in the fourth quarter. CEO Jamie Dimon says its investment banking unit had a record quarter. On the flip side, Wells Fargo says profits slid to $2.87 billion. That was weaker than expected. The cost of living in the U.S. rose in December. According to the Labor Department, consumer prices inched up 0.2%. Blame that on a rise in gas prices. New cars, clothes, and health care all rose, but that was muted by a drop in prices of used vehicles and airline tickets. Amazon is ramping up counterfeit reporting to law enforcement. That's according to a new Reuters report. It's an effort to fight fakes listed on its e-commerce site. The action comes as Amazon faces growing criticism over how it handles the sale of counterfeit products on its platform. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A are at it again. The two fast food chains are both offering free chicken giveaways. DoorDash users can snag a free Popeyes chicken sandwich on orders of $20 or more using promo code CHICKENWINNER through January 19th. At Chick-fil-A, score a free 8-piece nugget via the chain's app. That deal is good through the end of the month. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane Kinghall.
Thank you, Diane. At the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 140 points. The NASDAQ up 17. The S&P 500 up almost 5. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today. So here are your farm numbers. Time now for the weather. Here's Dana with your first alert forecast.
We're getting a little bit of a break today. That's the good news. A mild afternoon. Still holding on to the cloud coverage outside, but over the next several hours, that's finally going to break apart, get us partly sunny later in the afternoon, and we'll stay partly cloudy heading overnight. Wednesday is going to be a little messy outside. We're looking at the chance for some snow, some mixed precipitation also for Wednesday. That's never a good thing when we have some freezing rain and the rain just mixing in with the snow. Makes it hard to treat the roads in advance and, of course, makes things a little slick later on in the day. And we're keeping a very close eye on our next opportunity for some accumulating snowfall coming in Friday night and into Saturday. Still just a little far out to comfortably hammer down those accumulation totals, but it's really increasingly likely. Our confidence is increasing and the opportunity for that snow to build in. Doppler radar is nice and quiet right now. Again, we did have some fog early in the morning. The cloud coverage still hanging on, but notice just off to the west, we're already starting to see that cloud coverage break up. So later in the afternoon, we start to get a partly sunny sky. High temperatures today staying in the mid-30s. It's about 10 degrees above average. Overnight, we're partly cloudy. To start off your Wednesday morning, we'll see some light mixed precipitation first in the southwest corner, and that's all going to continue to lift northeast. So by about 10, 11 o'clock for your lunch hour, the dividing line here pretty much dices right through Dane County, with areas to the south likely seeing some freezing rain, freezing drizzle, a little snow mixed on in, and then areas to the north picking up some light snowfall. That freezing line is going to bounce back and forth. It's not an exact line, but do know areas north of Madison will likely consistently see snow, with areas to the south being just a little messier outside. But by your evening commute, that moisture is out of here. That's the good news. It's likely not going to be falling during your drive home tomorrow night, but still plan ahead for a longer than usual morning commute and evening commute, with any moisture coming down the roads. Can be a little slick. Thursday is going to be our cold day. We have a breeze coming from the northwest, so we'll start the day off with temperatures close to the single digits, and then in the afternoon, we are expecting high temperatures to climb on up, only close to 20 degrees for most of the area. So looking at our snowfall totals for Wednesday Wednesday night. Again, north of Madison is where we'll see a little bit of accumulation, though. Around parts of Dane County, we might pick up about a half of an inch, similar to last night, just not a lot of accumulation coming on through. Ice totals thankfully staying closer to about 1/100 of an inch. Not a lot of ice coming on through, not a major ice threat, but something still to keep in mind for Beloit, Monroe, and along that Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Temperatures tonight dropping down to about 21 degrees. They are expecting a partly cloudy sky tonight. A little colder outside. Our breeze backing off a little bit. Again, today we're in the mid-30s for afternoon highs. For Wednesday, we might see a little bit of accumulation. Most of that is north of Madison. Thursday is our cold day, and then our next big event, or I should say big event, thankfully in time for the weekend, similar to last week. The timing on this never works out great. For Friday, we have the snow developing in the afternoon, staying overnight into Saturday. And then for the second half of your weekend and into next week, it seems dry. Accumulation totals right now, again, with the models, a little too all over the place to really hammer down some numbers, but no, it's something that we're going to be watching very closely over the next few days.
Be careful.
Yes, just be careful. Plan ahead. That's the whole point right now.
That's
we're giving you advanced warning.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Next at noon, if you have concerns about your pet's health, we have an expert in the house. Dr. Jim Orvik is here to answer your questions. 270-9933, the number to call. Right after this.
News.
And we have an update to that Beltline rollover crash we mentioned earlier in the show. The scene has been cleared. Traffic moving along again between John Nolan Drive and Southtown Drive. We're still waiting for updates on injuries. We'll have more on that on channel3000.com. Dr. Jim Orvik is here from the Oregon Vet Clinic, taking your calls at 270-9933. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
You got some dog food news.
Well, I went to a meeting and the two different meetings with lectures about heart problems, and both of them talked about grain-free dog food. If they're labeled as grain-free, not meat, not all meat foods are okay, but grain-free apparently is causing some heart problems in dogs that didn't used to happen to most breeds. But
and there's a chart on the internet. You can see what...
Yes, you can find it on the internet if you Google the grain-free dog food problems. I'm sure it'll come up. That's where I saw it after I listened to the lecture.
All right, let's get to the calls. We'll start with Beth in Madison. Hi, Beth.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. I'm calling because I have a 16-year-old dog who has a growth on her tail. She has a very fluffy tail, so she licks it a lot, and it becomes matted very quickly. Her vet has said that it would be difficult to remove because of where it is, but she's licking so much that it's now bleeding, and I'm wondering if there's anything you can recommend that would give her some relief for that.
Well, yes. I used to remove a lot of those, and I've even gone so far as take a tail off. But the thing is, I had a device that made dry ice, and I could freeze them, and it would quiet them down enough so they didn't lick them and they didn't bleed and didn't ooze all the time. So if you can find a vet that has one of those, I know human physicians have those. My wife gets things frozen off of her face.
Oh yeah, I've had it done too.
So it can be done, and it worked pretty well.
Okay, great. I'll follow up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Dawn in Madison. Hi, Dawn.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Yeah, I have a 1-year-old cat that I just got, and I'm wondering if I should get it declawed.
Yes. Well, always a debate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that
don't believe in declawing
that.
cats. It's old school, and I thought, well, if the cat is going to have a happy home without claws, then it's worth doing it. And the thing about cats, their claws fold back. They don't use them for normal walking. So I think I would do it. If you don't want to clip nails or put little rubber things on the ends of them, that's the permanent solution.
Just make sure the cat doesn't get outside.
Yes, right. I mean,
got to be an indoor cat at that point.
That's right, absolutely, which 90% of them
should
are,
be
we
anyway.
hope. Because
should be anyway, right. All right, we are out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Doctor will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next month.
Yes, sir.
Dane has one final check of the forecast.
We are expecting a little more sunshine to come through later this afternoon. Unfortunately, right now we're still holding on to the cloud coverage, but we'll get a little sun here soon. Temperatures are in the mid-30s, and that's where we're going to stay for your afternoon highs. Our next chance for a little light snow and mixed precipitation will be Wednesday. Could be a little mix or a little slick outside at times. Thursday, another break, another day to get things cleaned up. It'll be colder outside. Temps will be in the teens. And we're monitoring our next system that'll be coming through Friday and Saturday, bringing in some accumulation for Friday afternoon, Friday night, and into Saturday. The second half of the weekend and the following week right now does look nice and dry, though a little colder. We're looking at those overnight lows dropping to the single digits.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.